Indianapolis Colts. Coming into the world in 1953, the Colts are the oldest franchise in their division and were originally known as the Baltimore Colts. The name came from a previous football franchise of the same name that called Baltimore home, making the current Colts the second of their kind. The name references the Preakness Stakes, an annual horse race held at Pimlico Racecourse in Baltimore. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The color scheme of blue and white traces back to the Dayton Triangle/Dallas Texans franchise that the Colts inherited as the NFL sold that franchise's assets to Baltimore. Anywho, their uniforms haven't changed since 1957 with last names added in 1970. Of course, as everyone knows, in the middle of the night in 1984, team owner Bob Irsay moved the Colts to Indianapolis after not being able to get a new stadium in Baltimore. The team would move into the then recently constructed Hoosier Dome for the 1984 season. Of course, in 1996, Art Modell would screw over the city of Cleveland, and the Ravens brought NFL football back to the city of Baltimore. Back to the Colts themselves, their latest uniform update came in 2020 with a new horseshoe-inspired number font and a dash of black added to the Nike logo so Indy can say, "Hey look, black is in our color scheme!" Anyways, the home blue and white road have always looked spectacular and remain as one of the few teams to keep the numbers on the sleeves. It's a recognizable and clean look that anyone and everyone can get on board with, unless you're from Baltimore. I do like their new font as it's more distinct than the plain Jane block numbers. Both are paired with a glossy white helmet featuring their famous horseshoe. They ditched their mediocre color rush after the 2022 season and introduced the Indiana Knights uniform in its place. This uniform is paired with a glossy black helmet and has many black highlights, and honestly looking at it, this might even be just a bit darker than their regular blue. The team boasts that it's meant to represent the Indiana night sky, even though A, they have yet to wear these for a night game or even a late afternoon game, and B, this was totally an excuse to have a uni with more black on it after you added it to your color scheme. I still don't think it's bad, though I can see why most aren't into it. Alternatively, they also have their 1956 throwbacks, which they've had since 2021. Now, this is definitely their most exciting throwback that they've ever had, though if you look really close, it's the Niners jerseys but in blue. Those 56 jerseys even had the numbers on the sleeves instead of the top of the shoulders, but I assume the Colts and Nike made that executive decision to try and differentiate this from their regular home jersey. So even with lukewarm alternates, the Colts are an absolute classic because while alternates come and go, the main uniform set remains. Tomorrow we'll be in the Music City to examine the Tennessee Titans.